Let us say that is measurement of conductivity K and A. K is the conductivity and this lambda is the molar conductivity. To measure the conductivity, we need a conductivity cell. See here, the conductivity cell consists of a glass tube and which contains that is two platinum plates which are coated with the platinum black. And this glass tube, which is the conductivity cell, is measured in the solution whose resistance is to be measured. Okay, now see here, so this is the conductivity cell. Now the another thing, that is cell constant. Let us see what is a cell constant. The ratio of L upon A is called as cell constant. L, it is the gap or length between the two plates or two electrodes, divided by A is the cross-sectional area of the electrodes. Okay. Now see how this cell constant is to be calculated. Let us see. As we know, this conductance G is equals to K into that is A upon L. Therefore, from this we can write that is K is equals to G into L upon A. Is it? Now see, here G is the reciprocal of resistance. K is equals to 1 by R into L upon A. So this ratio L upon A is called as the cell constant. As this ratio L upon A is cell constant, we can write this equation as K is equals to that is L upon A 1 by R into cell constant. Okay. So let us say this is the equation number 1. Okay. Now to determine the conductivity constant or conductivity of a solution, it consists of the 3 steps. Okay. That is the 3 steps to determine the conductivity of a solution. The first step, let us say the first step. Okay. So this is the one thing, that is K is equals to 1 upon R into cell constant is the one thing we need to determine the conductivity K and lambda. Okay. Now the conductivity is determined that by the 3 steps. The one is determination of cell constant first. Determination of cell constant. Cell constant. What is cell constant? This L upon A, the ratio of length to cross-sectional area, is the cell constant. Okay. Now see how it is to be find out. To determine the cell constant, we need that is a Wheaton's bridge experiment. Let us see the diagram first of the Wheaton's bridge experiment. Now see first step, determination of cell constant. So cell constant is determined by using 1 molar, 0.1 molar, 0.01 molar KCl solution as a standard. Now the resistance of KCl solution is measured by Wheaton's bridge experiments. So this is the setup of the Wheaton's bridge experiment. Now in this experiment, AB is the uniform wire stretched between the 2 points A and B. The right side one arm of this diagram consists of Rx, the resistance, one of the known resistance, and D is the detector. D is the current detector and F is the sliding contact. What is F? F is the sliding contact. Say which moves, the sliding contact F moves along the wire AB. Okay. And this is the alternating current. This AB is the alternating current which is connected at point A and B. Okay. Now the left side arm of this diagram is connected to the conductivity cell. Now the sliding contact is moved. This F sliding contact is moved along the wire AB until no current flows through the circuit. Okay. See, it moves in such a way that D shows null deflection, and at point C, when D shows null deflection, then there is no flow of current through the circuit. Now the point C is the point which shows null deflection. Okay, now when it shows the null deflection, according to Wheatstone's bridge experiment, we can write, that is, here the equation R of solution, here our solution is KCL. Now we are determining the cell constant. First of all, R of solution divided by cell, that is divided by AC, length of AC, that is the resistance of solution. This KCL divided by length of AC is equals to resistance Rx, which is known, divided by length of BC. Okay, now from this we can write down like this way. So R of solution, resistance of solution KCL is equals to, that is Rx into length of AC divided by length of BC. Okay, from this equation we can find out the resistance of KCL solution. Okay, this is equation number 1. Now by measuring lengths, see, by measuring the length AC and BC, we can find out, this Rx is also known, we can find out the resistance of KCL solution. Okay, now so here therefore cell constant can be calculated by the formula. Here I will show you. See here, therefore cell constant is equals to, as from this equation, the first you take this equation, since K is equals to 1 by R into cell constant. This is equation from 1. Okay, so this equation can be rearranged for the cell constant. So cell constant is equals to K into R, that is solution which is of KCL. Okay, so from this see here, I will show you, where K is the conductivity of used KCL solution and which is known. Okay, so in this way we can find out the cell constant. Okay, now the next step is determination of conductivity of given solution. The second step is determination of conductivity of given solution. Okay, so this is the second step. Now here what is to be done? The KCL solution, see here, the KCL solution, just a moment, the KCL solution is replaced by given unknown solution. Okay, whose resistance and thus conductivity is unknown. Now KCL solution is replaced. KCL solution from the conductivity cell is replaced by the given solution whose conductivity is to be measured. Whose conductivity is to be given solution, we can write like this way, given solution whose conductivity is to be measured. Okay, now see here, its resistance is measured by the process by that is as described in the step 1 by the Wheatstone's bridge experiment. See here, the resistance of the solution, given solution, which is, I will write here given solution. Okay, resistance of solution can be measured as in step 1 by using Wheaton's bridge experiment. Okay, then if see, once we get, see what is to be done actually here, this solution is replaced, KCL solution is replaced here. First of all, KCL, okay, that is replaced now with the new solution whose conductivity is to be measured. Okay, now by this way, as we have determined the resistance of this solution, the resistance of the given solution is to be measured, and then the conductivity of the solution is to be calculated. Therefore, I will write from first equation, from one equation, that is the conductivity of solution which is given is equals to the cell constant, from equation, I will write in bracket, from equation 2 we already got, okay, and divided by the resistance of solution given. Okay, here we have found out. Okay, in this way the conductivity of given solution can be found out. The next is, that is calculation of molar conductivity. Third step, that is calculation of molar conductivity. Molar conductivity lambda. Okay, see, we have just the formula, we already derived the formula, that is lambda is equals to 1000 into K divided by C. The molar conductivity of given solution is then calculated by using this formula, where lambda is equals to the molar conductivity. Okay, here K that we have, that is K. This is the equation, you can just say third, that is K from equation third. Okay, we have got K and C is the concentration. In this way the molar conductivity can be calculated. Now say, I will just explain once more. Measurement of conductivity, that is K and lambda of a solution. For the measurement of conductivity of a particular solution, we need first, that is conductivity cell. Conductivity cell consists of a glass tube which consists of two platinum plates which are coated with the platinum black. Okay, now this conductivity cell is immersed in a solution whose conductivity is to be measured. Okay, this is the conductivity cell. Now the next thing we need, that is cell constant. What is cell constant? The ratio of L, that is the distance between the two plates or electrode divided by cross-sectional area, is the cell constant. How this, see, this L by A, how it is related with conductivity K? See this equation. The G, conductance, is equals to K into A upon L. This equation already we have seen. After rearrangement, this becomes K is equals to G into L upon A. So this G is the reciprocal of R. This equation can be written as K is equals to 1 upon R into L upon A. This L upon A is cell constant. So this equation in terms of cell constant is written as K is equals to 1 upon R into cell constant. Okay. Now determination of cell constant using 0.1, 0.01 or 1 molar even KCl solution. See, here in the first step, we are not taking the required solution whose conductivity or resistance is to be measured. To find out the cell constant, we are taking the KCl solution. First of all, we have to decide the cell constant. Okay. Now here resistance of the KCl solution is measured by Wheaton's bridge experiment. So this is the Wheaton's bridge experiment. Okay. Now here the AB is a uniform wire. So in this diagram, To the right side arm, a known resistance is connected Rx. To the left side arm, a conductivity cell is connected. Now AC is the alternating current source. Now here the solution KCl is kept in the first step to determine the cell constant. Now here F is the sliding contact that moves along AB. See, while moving, we get a point where the detector shows the net deflection at point C. So AC and CB, these are the two lengths we need to find out the next resistance of the KCl solution. Now, according to Wheaton's bridge experiment, that is a resistance of solution KCl, which is kept here, that is divided by length of AC is equals to known resistance Rx upon length of BC. So therefore, that we need to know, that is the resistance of solution KCl is equals to Rx is equals to length of AC upon length of BC. Okay, now from this first equation, okay, conductivity K of, that is conductivity K is equals to 1 upon R into cell constant. Therefore, cell constant is equals to K into R of solution KCl. That means cell constant is, here K is known. The conductivity of KCl solution is known. We can get the cell constant. That we need for the further test, second equation. Now determination of conductivity of a given solution. Okay, what is to be done here? Again, we need here the Wheaton's bridge experiment to find out the resistance R first. Okay, now replace this solution KCl solution with the given solution and adapt the procedure as in the first step. We will get resistance again of solution by this experiment. Okay, now this R solution we can just use in this formula, that is conductivity of solution is equal to cell constant upon resistance of solution. That we have found out from Wheaton's bridge experiment. Cell constant from second equation, we can get the conductivity K of given solution. Now molar conductivity is related with K. That's why we can find out molar conductivity lambda also, that is lambda is equals to 1000 divided by C into K. That is lambda is the molar conductivity. In this way, we can find out the molar conductivity of the unknown solution. Okay. Now let us say that is the electrochemical cell. Now see, what is electrochemical cell? So it is a vessel or it is a device which consists of two metal plates or carbon rod, graphite rods basically, and these plates, which are electronic conductors, are dipped in the electrolytic or ionic conductor, which is a solution or molten electrolyte. Okay, so this is the electrochemical cell. Now the electrochemical cell are of two types. The one is electrolytic cell, another is galvanic cell. Now what is electrolytic cell? See here, the electrolytic cell is the cell in which a non-spontaneous reaction is forced to occur by passing the direct current from an external source in the solution. What is electrolytic cell? Electrolytic cell is a vessel or device in which the non-spontaneous chemical reaction made to occur by passing the electric current through the solution. Okay. Now what is galvanic cell? Galvanic cell is a device or it is a vessel in which the electric current is generated from the spontaneous chemical reaction. So a galvanic cell is the vessel or it is a cell in which the spontaneous reaction produces electric current or electricity is generated from the spontaneous redox reaction. Okay, now these are the statement of these two. Now here electrical energy is converted into chemical energy because we are using electric current to carry out the chemical reaction. and here chemical energy is converted to electrical energy. We are producing electricity. Okay. Now in this case, in electrolytic cell, the anode is positive and the cathode is negative, and in galvanic cell, anode is negative and cathode is positive. Here anode is positive. Why anode is positive? At anode the oxidation takes place. In electrolytic cell, electrolysis takes place. At the positive electrode, the negative ion comes and gives electrons, that is the oxidation, and this oxidation takes place, that's why it is a anode. And here at cathode, in galvanic cell, at cathode oxidation takes place. Okay, so this is so positive electrode is cathode, and here anode is negative, and here cathode is negative. Now for example, the vessel in which electrolysis of NaCl or any ionic compound takes place, this is the example you can take of electrolysis. And in case of galvanic cell, the dry cell or battery cell, where electricity is produced by the chemical reaction, spontaneous chemical reaction, which is the redox reaction. So this is about the electrochemical cell. Two types of the electrochemicals we are going to see, that is the electrolytic cell and galvanic cell. Okay, in the next part we are going to see in detail, that is anode cathode of electrolytic cell and anode cathode of galvanic cell, at which electrode oxidation takes place, at which electrode reduction takes place. In detail we will see in next part.